Hi guys, it's me, Sarah, and we are back with our STEM at Home program, and today we're going to be doing some engineering projects. So of course STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, and so we're going to do a couple easy projects that you can definitely do at home with stuff you have around the house. And so the first one that I'm going to show you is we're going to take a piece of paper, and what you want to do with the kids is just ask them, can I lift a book? You can set a choice. You can do 6 inches, you can do 12, but however many inches off the table, can we lift a book off the table with one sheet of paper? And so what you want them to try and figure out is how to do that. Like, how are they going to make that happen? And so the answer actually for this is under here. And so what we've done is we've taken our sheet of paper and we've actually, I got to find the flat part of the table here, but once you roll it into a tube, you can actually balance your book on top of your paper tube. And now what you can do to extend this is you can try and see how many other things could you stack on top. How strong is that going to be? And so with this, you're looking at how different shapes are able to support that weight. But again, it gets them doing problem solving to figure out how they can do this. And you can even do this to where you could say, can you make a table? And so with this, we've actually rolled more tubes, we've got more books, we've got more options. And so with this and just these pieces of paper and a little bit of tape, you're able to create this whole project that they can do. So that's one engineering project that you can do that's pretty simple. And again, it's just stuff that you have at home. Another one that you can do is tell them that they have to build a tower that is 2 feet tall and will be able to support a little stuffed animal. And so their supplies for this is just going to be a stack of index cards. You can decide how many they get or make a stipulation they have to use all of them. I typically for this activity will use anywhere from 50 to 100 index cards, and that's all they get. They don't get any other supplies, and so they have to figure out, how can I do this? How can I make this stand? How can I make it support weight? And so with this one, a good solution for this one is I take the cards and I'm going to start folding them. And there's not one solution to this, and that's the really cool thing about engineering, is there can be different solutions for the same problem. And so this is one that I know is really easy and works. What you're going to see a lot of times with the kids when they're doing this is a lot of times they try to do the triangles this way, and the problem with this is they tend to build out instead of up. And so the goal is you've got to encourage them to build up. And so you might just say, is there a different way you can turn the card? Trying to encourage them to try different directions until they figure out they just have to turn the card over on its side. And so with this, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to take my cards and I'm going to keep adding. All right. I'm going to do one more layer for you guys. All right, and again, like I said, there's different solutions to this. The key is to letting them figure this out. I really like doing this activity at least in pairs or in a team, because it teaches them how to work in a team, and that sometimes their idea might not be chosen and they have to figure out how to compromise and work together. A lot of times when I start this activity, the first thing that happens is everybody tries to build their own tower in the team, and so that's why making that rule that the tower has to be a certain height will prevent them from being able to build their own things, and they're going to have to actually work together at some point to figure this out. So this is just to show you that how high this is going. This, I will tell you, probably won't support this little guy right here, but we're going to try it. Sometimes you actually have to get 2 towers built up next to each other to get that support beam. We're going to try. We're going to see. Ooh, I feel some wobbles. Let me see if I can balance him. And I got him. But I will say, this right now, this is just 1 foot tall. Sometimes I make them do 2 feet. And if you're going to do 2 feet, you might actually want to build on the floor, just so it's easier for them to reach and to do this. But again, this is just index cards, little stuffed animal from the house. Again, there's different solutions. And then we're just going to knock it down and push it to the side. Again, really easy activities, simple materials. So the next activity I'm going to show you, this one will take a little bit more time and takes a few more supplies. And so we're actually going to build a bottle car. So the cool thing with this little car is it's actually going to go back to Newton's laws. And so again, we've got those 3 laws of motion. So law number 1, the law of inertia. So that means that this is not going to move by itself. We have to apply a force. And the force on this one is going to be, we're going to be putting air into the balloon and then releasing it. And so all that air is going to come out of here and it's going to push the car forward. And then second law, force equals mass times acceleration. So this is not a really heavy car. It's not going to take a lot of force to move it, but the more force you apply, the faster and further it will go. And then you have your third law, the law of action and reaction. And so for this one, what's going to happen is we're going to blow that balloon up. And so when the air is in here, when it's released, the air is going to push out this way, and it's going to push your car the opposite direction. So for this one, to do this project, you're going to need an empty bottle. And what you want to do, and this is definitely going to take some help from the adult, is obviously you're going to have to, well, for this one we actually taped them on the bottom. So there's different ways you can do this. I've actually poked the holes through it. Sometimes we've just taped these on the bottom. So if you look on here, we've just got our axles are taped to the bottom of our balloon car. We did actually cut a hole, and we've got the straw is actually going into the bottle and out the other side. So for that, you're definitely going to want an adult to actually help cut the hole to get the straw in there. But yeah, you're going to need a bottle. You will need a straw. It's better if you use like one of the big smoothie straws. If you don't have that, if you just have a regular straw, you can do that too. If you're only using reusable straws at your house, you can still use that for this project. And then we also use clear tape, and so we use that to attach the balloon, and we use that also to attach the axles down there. We actually happen to have little dowel rods here that we've actually cut up to use for our axles. If you don't have that, if you have wooden skewers, like the kind that you would use for a barbecue, you can also use these for the axles. And then the last thing that we're actually using is the caps from either the water bottle or soda bottles. A lot of times the caps that you get for the water bottles are very small and thin. So the caps off of 2-liter bottles or like bigger sodas actually work a little bit better for the wheels. If you have a drill in your garage, you can actually drill. We've drilled a hole through these so that we're able to actually put that axle through them. If not, you can actually use a nail and a hammer and just make that hole to go through your soda bottle lids. And then, like I said, you're just going to tape all of this together. So I'm actually using right now, and you do need a balloon too, obviously. And so for this one, I'm just going to show you. It's kind of hard for me to get my car to move across my table just because of the tablecloth. These work really well on a nice smooth surface on the ground. But the cool thing is once they build these, and when the kids are building them, let them be creative. If they want to add extra stuff and extra decorations, let them go for it. But then at the end, especially if you have more than one kid at home, or if you want to have your child build one and you build one, you can actually have races at the end, which can make this really fun. And you know what? If it doesn't work the first time, that's part of being an engineer, is figuring out what went wrong, modifying your plan, fixing it, and trying it again. So I'm just going to show you how to actually blow up the balloon. It's a little hard to actually make the car go across this table because of the tablecloth, so I'm not going to actually race my car, but you're going to see as soon as you release this, the air comes out. So what you want to do is, if you're going to blow up the balloon, I'm going to actually pinch my straw closed until I'm ready to race my car, because the minute you release that, all your air is going to go out and your car is going to want to go. Again, it's not going to really go on the table because of the tablecloth. Smooth, nice floor, you're going to be good to go, and you'll be great for racing. So again, you're going to be able to find the directions for all of these activities on the imag.org. You can download them and print them. They are PDFs. You're welcome to use them all. If you are doing these projects at home, we would love to see what you're doing. Please tag the IMAG. And again, thank you for tuning in, and have an awesome day.